Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stood in front of your closet and felt truly happy with what you saw? Not overwhelmed, not frustrated, not thinking, "I used to wear that," but really content. You see, over the years, our wardrobes tend to grow and grow, until one day, they stop reflecting the life we're actually living now. And if you're like many women over 60, you probably have clothes in there that go back decades. Pieces from your career days, formal events, vacations long gone, even clothes you hope to fit into again someday. But life changes. Our bodies change. And so does our lifestyle. So today, we're going to talk about something that can bring both relief and joy: letting go of. Together, we'll go through 9 types of clothes that many women over 60 can start letting go of, and we'll do it thoughtfully, with love and respect for the memories each item holds. You'll also get practical tips to make decisions easier, and ideas for what to do with the things you decide to release. Now, before we jump in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from? Comment below and share your city. I always enjoy hearing from you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tips like these. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Category 1: Clothes that no longer fit. You know, one of the kindest things you can do for yourself at this stage in life is to stop squeezing into clothes that don't fit anymore. Not because you gave up, but because you're finally choosing comfort and self-respect over wishful thinking. Our bodies change, that's just the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's completely natural. Over the years, you've earned every curve, every soft edge, and every shift. Maybe your shoulders aren't as broad as they once were, or your waistline has softened. Maybe your hips have changed or your height isn't quite what it used to be. That's life, real, beautiful life. And yet, so many women still hold on to clothes from 10, 20, even 30 years ago, hoping they'll wear them again, someday. But here's the question I want you to ask: would I buy this today, exactly as it fits me now? If the answer is no, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to let it go. Clothes that pinch, pull, bunch up, or slide off your shoulders, they're not doing you any favors. If you have to constantly adjust something, tug at a neckline, or feel self-conscious every time you move, that's a red flag. You deserve better. You deserve clothes that you can put on and forget about, because they feel so right, so comfortable, and so, you. Try this: pick one section of your closet, let's say your pants. Try them on one by one. Move around. Sit, stretch, lift your arms. Do they still fit your body, your real body, the one you have now? If not, that's okay. You can thank those clothes for the years they served you, and then release them. Category 2: Outdated professional wear. Let's talk honestly for a moment. If you've retired, or even if you're semi-retired, chances are your closet still holds pieces from your old work life. Blazers, tailored suits, structured dresses, maybe even those formal trousers that once made you feel like you could run the world. And you know what? At that time, you did. You dressed the part, and you wore it with pride. But now? Your life looks different. You're not going into board meetings or rushing to catch a morning train. You're probably spending more time doing things you actually enjoy, seeing friends, volunteering, maybe traveling or spending time with family. And that's a beautiful shift. So shouldn't your closet reflect that shift too? There's no reason to keep 5 suits when you haven't worn one in 3 years. You don't need a row of button-down blouses if your days now include walks, lunches, and creative hobbies instead of client meetings. And yet, so many women keep those clothes, just in case they go back to work, or need to dress up, or, for what, really? Here's what I want you to consider: what actually fits into your current routine. If you love the feel of a good blazer, keep one, but wear it with jeans to lunch. If you still attend the occasional event, hold on to one sleek dress that makes you feel fabulous. But the rest? If it's collecting dust, it's not serving you. Also, if the thought of giving those work clothes away feels a little emotional, that's completely normal. Those pieces represent years of showing up, succeeding, and being someone others could rely on. So, instead of tossing them, consider donating them to someone starting fresh. Organizations like Dress for Success help women entering the workforce who can't afford professional clothes. Your past could help someone else build her future. Isn't that a beautiful thought? Category 3, Uncomfortable Shoes. Be honest, how many shoes are sitting in your closet right now that look beautiful, but hurt like heck after 10 minutes? You know the ones I'm talking about. The stiff leather heels, the narrow toe boxes, the flats with zero support. Maybe you wore them for weddings, parties, or back when being on your feet all day didn't bother you. But now? They just don't make sense anymore. After 60, our feet go through real changes. Arches flatten. Toes may spread out a bit. The padding that used to cushion every step, it's not quite what it used to be. And wearing shoes that ignore those changes doesn't just cause foot pain, it affects your balance, your posture, and even your willingness to move. And when movement becomes a struggle, that's not just about fashion anymore, it's about your health and independence. So here's a question worth asking: if I had to walk half a mile in these shoes, comfortably, could I? If the answer is no, then what are they really doing for you? You don't have to give up style to take care of your feet. Not at all. These days, there are beautiful, elegant options with the comfort you deserve. Look for shoes with arch support, cushioned insoles, a little bit of heel, 1 to 1.5 inches is often perfect, and a toe box that lets your toes breathe. Lightweight materials, adjustable straps, and non-slip soles, all of these make a difference. And if there are pairs in your closet that you're only keeping because they look nice, try them on. Stand in them. Walk a bit. If your feet are already whispering, "No, thank you," maybe it's time to listen. Category 4, Formal attire for rare occasions. Let's face it, most of us have at least a few special occasion outfits tucked away in the back of the closet, just waiting for their big moment again. Maybe it's that elegant dress you wore to your daughter's wedding, or the glittery top you saved for New Year's Eve. We hold on to these pieces thinking, what if I need it someday? But here's the truth, those somedays often never come. And meanwhile, those dresses and suits just sit there, taking up space, gathering dust, and slowly going out of style. By the time we reach our 60s, our social life starts to look a little different. There may be fewer formal galas, fancy dinners, or black tie weddings than there were in our 40s or 50s. That's not a bad thing, it's just part of how life shifts. But our closets? They don't always catch up. So here's what I suggest: take a moment and ask yourself, how many formal events have I actually attended in the last 2 years? If the number is low, then you probably don't need a whole row of cocktail dresses and silk gowns anymore. Instead, keep 1 or 2 classic, well-fitting pieces that you can dress up with accessories, like a beautiful black dress, a sleek pantsuit, or an elegant blouse that pairs with tailored trousers. The rest? It's okay to let them go. And if any of those clothes hold sentimental value, you don't have to toss them blindly. Take a photo wearing them, or even save a swatch of the fabric if the memory means that much. But don't let memory turn into clutter. If the pieces are in good condition, think about donating them. Groups like Becca's Closet give formal wear to young girls who can't afford prom dresses. Imagine how lovely it would be for your once beloved dress to make someone else feel beautiful and confident. Category 5, High-maintenance clothing. Let's be honest, how many times have you looked at a piece of clothing and thought, I'd wear that, if only it didn't need to be ironed, dry cleaned, or babied every time? You're not alone. Many women over 60 find themselves surrounded by beautiful clothes that come with a long list of rules, and very little real-life use. At this stage in life, your time and energy are more precious than ever. So, do you really want to spend them hand-washing delicate blouses, running to the dry cleaner for every second outfit, or fighting with a wrinkled fabric every time you want to look nice? Probably not. High-maintenance clothes may have made sense in your working years or when formal events were frequent. But now, your priorities have changed, and your wardrobe should reflect that. The goal isn't to stop looking put together. It's to look put together without the hassle. Start by identifying the repeat offenders in your closet: clothes that require special washing instructions, fabrics that wrinkle the minute you sit down, whites that stain easily, or items with so many embellishments they feel more like museum pieces than everyday wear. Ask yourself, when was the last time I wore this? Did I avoid it because it's too much trouble? If the answer is yes, that's a sign. Instead, look for modern alternatives. These days, you can find beautiful, low-maintenance fabrics, like wrinkle-resistant cotton, washable silk alternatives, and knits that hold their shape. These give you that polished look without the extra work. Category 6. Outdated trends. Trends come and go, that's just the nature of fashion. What was in 5 or 10 years ago might look a little odd today. But if your closet still has tops with wild patterns, pants with extreme cuts, or jackets that were the talk of the town back in 2008, it might be time for a gentle refresh. Here's the thing, real style isn't about chasing the latest trend. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in what you wear, clothes that fit your body, match your lifestyle, and express who you are now. Not who you were during a specific fashion phase. It's easy to hold on to trendy pieces because we once loved them. But fashion trends have a way of dating us, especially when they take the spotlight away from you. If someone notices your loud shirt before they notice your warm smile, that's a clue the clothing is wearing you, not the other way around. So what should you do? Start by trying a little mirror test. Put the item on with something simple, maybe a pair of jeans or a plain top. Now look in the mirror. Do you see yourself first, or are your eyes immediately drawn to a print, shape, or detail that feels out of place today? This doesn't mean every older piece has to go. Some vintage items are timeless. But the key is to keep pieces that still flatter you, not just ones that scream, "I was stylish in 2012." Moving forward, aim for clothing that has clean lines, soft shapes, and colors that work with your hair, skin, and energy. These don't go out of style, they grow with you. Category 7. Sentimental pieces. This one can be tough. We all have those pieces in our closet that aren't just clothes, they're memories. A scarf your mother gave you. A dress you wore to your child's graduation. A jacket from a trip you'll never forget. These garments hold stories, emotions, and pieces of your life that feel too precious to part with. And let me say this clearly, there's nothing wrong with feeling attached. That's part of being human. But the question is, are these clothes serving you now? Or are they simply taking up space and making it harder to access the things you actually wear? It's not about throwing away your past. It's about choosing how you want to honor it. Memories don't live in fabric, they live in your heart, your photos, your conversations. A closet overflowing with unworn clothes doesn't bring those moments back, it just creates clutter. So here's a gentle suggestion. If you're holding on to an item only because of the memory attached to it, pause and reflect. Would a photograph of it keep the memory alive just as well? Could you save a small piece of the fabric and turn it into something meaningful, like a quilt square, a keepsake pillow, or even framed art? You don't have to let go of everything. Choose your most meaningful piece and give it a special place, not buried in your closet, but displayed or preserved with care. Then allow yourself to release the rest, knowing the memories will stay with you. Category 8. Excessive duplicates. We've all done it. You find a white t-shirt that fits just right, and next thing you know, you've got 5 more just like it. Or maybe it's black pants, cozy cardigans, or those stretchy leggings you reach for on quiet days. Buying extras feels practical at first. But over time, it can quietly fill up your closet, and take away the joy of getting dressed. Here's what happens. when your wardrobe is filled with multiples of the same thing, your options don't actually grow, they shrink. You end up reaching for the same 2 or 3 favorites, while the rest just sit there, crowding your space and your mind. Instead of feeling organized, your closet becomes overwhelming. So here's a better way to think about it: how much is enough? Do you really need 7 black tops that look nearly identical? Probably not. Ask yourself, which ones do I actually wear? Which ones still fit, feel good, and wash well? And which ones just sit there because it was on sale or I might need it someday? Start by choosing your favorites, the pieces that make you feel comfortable, confident, and pulled together. Keep those. Then take a second look at the rest. Are they worn out? Do they fit poorly compared to your go-to pieces? Are they so similar that you'd never notice if one disappeared? Rather than stocking up on 5 of the same thing, think about variety. Keep 1 crew neck, 1 V-neck, and 1 cardigan instead of 3 of the same style. Or mix colors and textures to create more interesting combinations. You don't need more clothes, you need the right clothes. The ones that earn their place in your closet because they serve you well. Category 9. Clothes that no longer match your lifestyle. Take a moment to think about your typical week. What does your life actually look like these days? Maybe you're enjoying retirement, doing more casual activities, spending time with grandkids, gardening, volunteering, or just taking things a bit slower. Now, does your closet reflect that? Many of us still have clothes for a life we used to live, corporate wear from our full-time jobs, vacation outfits from trips we no longer take, hobby gear from activities we've moved on from. And it's easy to ignore, because those items just sit quietly in the back of the closet. But they're taking up space, not just physical space, but mental space too. When we look at clothes that no longer match our day-to-day lives, it can create confusion or even guilt. You might feel like you should wear them, or like you're holding onto a version of yourself that you've already outgrown. But the truth is, you're not that person anymore, and that's okay. Your wardrobe should serve the you of today, not the you from 10 years ago. If you now spend most of your time in casual settings, then the majority of your wardrobe should be comfortable, casual, and easy to mix and match. That doesn't mean giving up on style, it means choosing pieces that support your real routines, your real preferences, and your real comfort. Go through your closet and be honest: do I still live this life? Do I actually wear this? Does this match how I spend my time now, or how I wish I did? Letting go of those past life clothes isn't giving up, it's catching up. It's saying, this is who I am today, and I'm going to dress for the life I actually live. You deserve a wardrobe that fits your lifestyle, not your memories, not your past goals, but your present joy. We've now walked through 9 thoughtful categories of clothing that might be quietly cluttering your closet and your life. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed or emotional right now, that's completely normal. Decluttering isn't just about letting go of fabric. It's about honoring who you've been, and making room for who you are now. And when you let go of what no longer serves you, you're not losing anything. You're gaining space, clarity, ease, and maybe even a little joy every morning when you open your closet. If you've made it this far, I want to say thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this has inspired you to look at your wardrobe, and yourself, with a little more love and intention. Now I'd love to hear from you, which category felt the hardest, or the easiest, to declutter. Let's share with each other in the comments. You might help someone else feel a little braver. And if you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more coming to support you in living a lighter, brighter, more joyful life after 60. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it.